firstborn of three girls.
Mm-hmm.
When I grew up knowing my grandma. She's the one who brought us up, me and my younger sister.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know where my mom was. Could see my dad once in a while. So I came to know that their marriage never worked.
Mm-hmm.
My mom left with our firstborn and left me and my younger sister.
Mm-hmm.
That's how we grew up. We didn't grow up with a setup of mom, dad.
So this grandma is on your father's side?
On my dad's
side. Your
side.
paternal grandma?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's how we could see him because that was his home.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's my growing up. It was now that when I look back, I realized there was a lot of trauma.
Okay.
Abandonment trauma. Okay?
Mm.
So because I remember when people would come visiting, there's a nickname they gave us, which made sense in my adulthood.
Okay.
Yeah, they would ask in my vernacular. In Greek. In Greek, they would ask,
oh,
at least there's small girls that were left here.
Yeah.
So that kind of like was the nickname.
Yeah, the ones who are left.
The ones who are left.
Oh gosh, that's really the abandonment. Yeah, that is really his abandonment.
Yes. Only when I did chaplaincy, that's when I was like, this is what they used to say, like I was abandoned.
Oh gosh.
And so I've had abandonment issues. And looking back at my first marriage, which, we got married and then my husband left, my ex left, went back to the Middle East, abandoned us for 9 years.
Wow.
So abandonment there. So I realized that was abandonment in my life. And so it shaped a lot of traumas, a lot of trauma responses towards things that would happen around me. So that's my upbringing. It wasn't so easy seeing my cousins, friends, having, come from a family that is a mom and a dad. Some would even tease you. I'll tell my mom, I'll tell my dad, how kids are. So, so in the midst of all that, at 14, I succumbed to peer pressure. And at that point, I get pregnant.
Okay.
So I get pregnant at 14, then the abandonment became even more pronounced because all my friends, cousins, the people my age mates, the ones who would play with, they abandoned me. I was being used as an example.
I know, don't even say so.
I remember because now our children are older, and we were talking to them the other day about, friends, about pregnancy. I was giving them my story. When I got to this part, when I told them that I was used as an example by parents as like giving advice to their children or warning them, it was so heavy in the room. I remember my daughter crying.
The one who you gave back to that child?
No, my younger one, my 9-year-old one. It's just recently giving them my story, and then when I told them that parents would use me as an example, telling their children, don't be like Anne. You see, she got pregnant. When I said that, she cried. She came and hugged me. I was so sorry you were used as an example. So I mean, at that age, it was tough. It was not easy, but I managed to just grow up. She's my daughter, the one I got pregnant by, is now 27. So we were talking 27 years ago. Wow. But I can still remember the voices. I can remember the faces. I can remember the abandonment that's there. Anytime I go back home, I remember there's time I stood there and this was said. There's a time I passed here and nothing was said. Those things that leave prints on your brain.
It does. It remains in your brain.
It does. So it remains there. But now I have come to learn what happened to me has shaped most of how I have responded and how I saw myself, my identity. But it came to a time when now I've grown up, started working, I went to, in 2008, I went to work in Dubai. When I went there, I met a man and we got married. Okay, so after getting married, I conceived whilst there. And then we decided.
I want to cut you short because I want us to talk about that later. I want to cut you short. Oh, I'm sorry. I want to cut you short.
Okay.
Let me take you back to the point of where you're 14.
Yeah.
You're pregnant.
Yeah.
So you had to stop school at that point for some time.
Yeah.
What class was that? That was like
7.
Class 7.
Yeah.
So you were out for how long?
I was out for quite some time.
For quite some time.
Yeah, because even nobody wanted to take me back to school.
Oh, because first of all, their parents are not around.
No parents.
So it's shosho and...
It's shosho and shosho, and if there is any influence from his sons or my uncles, from I don't know who, but there was.
Okay. So you were out for quite some time, bringing up the baby, and then later on you go back to school.
I did take myself through school where I could. It's a long story. I was telling him the other day, I've not been able to go back into that season of my life. Okay. It's still a bit, not yet, I've not processed. I think that's part of my life that I have really not gone back to properly process, because it involves a lot of emotions. Yeah. So I kind of skip. Most of my interviews I skip this part, but so I was able to just skim through, and I got into employment. Getting into employment, I managed to just build myself up in my career. Okay. Yeah. So after we conceived, was in Dubai and then Kuwait. I was in Dubai and then I moved to Kuwait. Okay. So when I was in Kuwait, that's when I met him and we got married. And when I conceived, now we came back to Kenya. Okay. So when we came back, that's when things changed. Okay. Yeah, but even while we were there, the marriage was really, I think we were married for about a year before coming back. Okay. Still things were not as easy, marriage-wise, but we just continued how we would just continue, hoping things get better. Yeah. So we got here after. So now when you guys are you said you met in Dubai. In Kuwait. I was in Dubai, so when I moved to Kuwait, that's where we met.
That's where you met. Yeah. So at this point, your child is here in Kenya.
I left her with my mom. Yeah.
Okay. And then you the relationship, there's no problem that there's a child in the picture. No. At that point, you disclose there's a child. Yeah. And there was no issue with having another child. And so you started dating. So this time you're around how?
28.
28.
Yeah.
So between the baby and this time, there's no other person you have related with?
I had. Yeah. I did.
Not very serious, really.
We were okay-ish. In my early 20s. I met this person, actually met in church. Okay. And then somehow we just, I was living by myself with my child. Okay. And then he used to come over, and eventually he stayed.
Oh, moving to a toothbrush. Shortly. Where is our?
Yes. So we kind of like cohabited. And I also conceived in that relationship. Okay. Yeah, I conceived in that relationship and gave birth to a son. Okay. Yeah, and this son, when I gave birth to that boy, he was born with complications. Oh. Yeah, after about a day, when we were in the hospital, he did go to the toilet. He did poop his first poop. But after we went home, I noticed that his stomach is swollen, and then he didn't have anything in his diaper, only the urine. So I noticed like something was wrong, and then he was crying a lot. So I told him, I think we need to go back. So on day 2, we went back to the hospital. Upon going back to the hospital, I tell them that he's not going to the toilet. They check him, his stomach was very swollen, we were admitted. They put enema, trying to pull it out. Yeah. Then they discharged us. We didn't even last another day at home. His stomach, piled up really so much until the poop was coming out from his nose, his mouth.
No.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So
I can imagine at that age you've had
never seen anything like that. Okay. So we rushed back to the hospital. Kikuyu Hospital. They told us, now I think you have to go to Kenyatta. So we were rushed in an ambulance to Kenyatta. We went there, they put pipes all over him, trying to, empty his stomach. We stayed in the hospital for a few months, about 3 months, trying to deal with the situation because now he's not feeding. You try to feed him, he's crying, you're afraid because if I feed him, it will digest and it will be poop and you'll not be able to bring it out.
I know it's confusing, yeah?
Yes. Yeah, so we stayed there for so long until the doctors taught me how to do enema. Okay. It was not easy, I would cry the whole time because he's crying as I'm doing it, and but eventually he passed away at 3 months while at the hospital. Yeah, so I came back, we continued with the relationship, but at some point I'm still working. I went back to work. At some point I started working away from home. I got a job in Mara. So I would be away for a month, sometimes 2 months when it's high season.
Yeah.
This time I'm still living with my daughter. At some point, I get the Dubai job.
Yeah.
But before I get the Dubai job, I get wind that my daughter has been taken in by my landlord. That she's living with my landlord. Because,
your daughter?
Yes.
That was before you went to Dubai?
Yes. So we've gone back now to the first relationship I had.
Okay.
The other relationship before I went to Dubai.
Yes.
So I'm with this person, we have a child who passes,
Yes.
I'm still with my daughter, and this guy who's now moved in, I'm still working. Now as I'm working, I get a job in Masai Mara.
Oh, so this time you're probably the size of Mara and you're hearing now what's happening back at home. Okay.
So I'm hearing my daughter has been taken in by the landlord. Remember, I'm living with this guy. So when I leave, I'm leaving him. I'm leaving him in the house with my daughter.
Yeah.
And at this time, she's about 8.
Okay.
Yeah, so I hear, because I call, can I talk to Kate, where she's with? So I'm like, so I call the landlord about why. She said, no, I just thought, let me just help this guy because it's a guy he may not know how to take care of a child. He has sisters at age. He's a firstborn. I mean, it's just a child. We just cook and I didn't think it was any big deal. Yeah, because it's not a. I didn't.
You did see it.
No, I didn't see it. I didn't see it. To the pure, everything is going to be pure.
Yeah.
My mind was pure. But
so that's the thing. I mean, I have had such friends, people in my life where what you think how you perceive things and how you look at it. You assume everyone else.
Exactly.
You see things in that light. They don't even think in an evil way.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's what you had, because that's all you in your mind. Okay.
That even I went even to the neighbor. I'm like, tell me why. Tell me. There's no single thought that crossed my mind that this guy could be abusing my child. Never.
Yeah.
Never. Even after years, I never thought about it. I only thought like he started drinking and bringing women to the house.
Yeah, and exposing her to all
exposing her to alcohol and drugs and all this. And then there's a time I found a letter from a chick. It's like she came and found him not in the house, so she wrote. We didn't have not everybody had a phone.
Yeah, apparently there were no phones those days, guys.
Yeah, so she wrote a letter.
This is pre-phones.
She wrote a letter and put it under the door. So at the time now I'm coming to find out why my child has been taken. The letter is there, so I open the door and there's a letter there. So I pick the letter, read it. It's this girl complaining to him, oh, you left me. My father came and took me and he didn't come to look for me. Just the girl complaining. So I knew, there's something here. So that's when I broke things off.
Okay.
That's when I thought my landlord took this child because there was another woman in the house. So I tried to ask my neighbor. They told me they can't tell me anything. My child, she doesn't know what to say.
Okay. Wow. Okay. So then eventually now you go to Dubai?
I go to Dubai, get married, conceive, then I come back. We come back together. So as we are together...
So this time you got a boy.
A boy, yes. So I come back. Now I'm just going through... Now my daughter is in Form 1 at this time. I'm going through her... Just, how you'd be arranging things. So I'm arranging stuff, and then I find a note.
Okay.
And this note is written to her, still no phones, is written to her by a friend, and this friend is sympathizing with her, with my daughter.
Why exactly?
Yes, so she's written and she's saying, I'm so sorry you had to go through that, you need to go to the hospital, you need to see a doctor, you need to get checked for HIV. So I'm like, what is going on? And at this time she's at school. She's in boarding school. Yeah, so I go to school. I'm like, I have to go to school. I can't even remember where I left my son. I can't remember, but I remember being at school. And she was called, and I asked her, what's this?
Yeah.
Who is doing this to you?
What's this all about?
Yeah. Then she told me that it's that other guy before you left to Dubai.
Oh, the other guy?
Yes.
So he had been... Wait, when you were in Dubai, somehow he had kept contact with her?
No.
How was this?
It was happening while I was working in Masai Mara.
Oh, so this is a story now that you're discovering after you've already gone to Dubai, back of what happened in Masai Mara.
Yes. This is 10 years later. Almost 10 years later.
So the friend who is sympathizing with her, that means she actually
opened up to
someone
in school.
And you can imagine how many years later it had been here.
Yes.
It has been here all through.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
So she didn't tell anybody. So I asked her, why did you tell me those years? It's been 10 years. This guy, I don't even know whether he's alive or dead. I don't know where he is. I don't know what to do. So, so she's telling me things that happened even before I left. So I'm thinking I left. What else has happened to you?
Yeah. I mean, what else?
Yeah. So what else has happened to her is that she got depressed.
Oh, no.
What else has happened to her? She's got anxiety. What else has happened? She's cutting herself. She has all these marks. I'm like, oh my God, where was I?
Yeah.
All this time has gone. It has flown. I was never there.
When you're a single mom, there's a balance between being there for your child and actually trying to get that money to bring up this child, because honestly, if you're by yourself, you wouldn't have been hustling as much.
Yes.
So you're trying to fend for this child, but at the same time, there's also that whole time balance. And it becomes a bit, sometimes you find that the balance gets off.
It does.
And honestly speaking, it's not even the desire of the parent. Yeah. It just happens. I mean, you seem like you want to say something. Do you want to mention something?
You're right. It's probably as she's saying, her mind was pure at all times.
Yeah. That's the other thing. You don't think evil, because if you're not thinking evil, you're assuming everyone else is just thinking evil.
It really should work.
Yeah, I mean, it should like
not work.
Come on, mtoto kuna sisters the same age. Why aren't you being this child as a child? You know, exactly. Yeah.
I speak to single moms because I think I have been a single mom more than I had been married by this time. Because remember, I had a child in my teens.
Yes.
Pre-teen actually.
Yeah.
I was a single mom for quite some time, and then I'm meeting this guy. We sort of like have a relationship, but we're not really married, we're cohabiting. So when he started abusing my child, I don't know this is happening. My mind is pure.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, because this person has shown interest in me, he's showing that he loves me, showing that he loves my child. So I'm not thinking any impure thoughts.
Yeah.
And so the challenge here comes in when single moms meet people who are showing interest. Yeah. I speak to single moms and I tell them, you can't just, give your everything to a person just because they are showing you. There are some things that are only answering to your wounds.
Yeah.
Because I think I had the daddy wound.
Yeah.
I had the abandonment there because he didn't play. There's a role he didn't play in my life, and I felt like I need to answer that for my daughter. I'm like, you need to have a father.
Oh yeah.
I need to have a man in my life for you, so you need to have a father. So I felt like I'm answering that for myself and for her. So the intention why we get into relationships need to be really defined and thought through, especially where there's a child involved or children. Yeah, so that's actually my life before now getting into a marriage that was going to fail.
Okay, so I think we have pretty much covered your lives before. But now what I keep hearing is my first wife, my first husband, my first... Before we come to you guys together now, I don't know, I think let's talk about the first husbands, first wife, and all that. You mentioned a bit about it. So I think, I don't know whether we will just continue with you, so because you just finished that thought line.
Yeah.
So you met this guy in Kuwait, you said?
Yes.
You had gone to Dubai, then you went to Kuwait.
Yeah.
And you got a baby, the boy, and you actually came with Rukenya. So I think we have pretty much covered your lives before. Then, but now what I keep hearing is my first wife, my first husband, my first.
Yeah.
Before we come to you guys together now, I don't know. I think let's talk about the first husbands, first wife, and all that. You've mentioned a bit about it. So I think I don't know whether we just continue with you, so because you just finished that thought line.
Yeah.
So you met this guy in Kuwait, you said?
Yes.
You had gone to Dubai, then you went to Kuwait.
Yeah.
And you got a baby, you get the boy, and you actually came with to Kenya.
Yes.
And then I think picking up from there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I conceived from there, came back to give birth here at home. So after my whole pregnancy from the 4th, I think, month, I was here. We were both here. We came together. I insisted, like, we're newly married. There's no
Wait,
way.
was this a wedding like what you did when you
AG.
Oh, you did AG?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. There was no time for planning and for doing all that, so we
Mhm.
just did AG, and then yeah. So we both came together. I had my child from here, but life was really tough because we've both come and we're jobless. We've come back to Kenya. We're both jobless. He was very particular the kind of jobs he wants. I was pregnant. I started doing small businesses. I remember I started even washing washrooms so that I get that 300 bob for food. So you can imagine coming all the way from Dubai, from being, a supervisor in a hotel and a trainer of 9 restaurants, and you're here scrubbing toilets in Kiambu. That's how low I had gone. Yeah, I was scrubbing toilets for 300 bob. And so there we were. I managed to save a bit for clothes and then pampers for my child. Our friends from Dubai paid our hospital bill.
Oh.
That's how bad it was. Yeah, so that period.
For them,
yeah, so the pregnancy period, I can just tell you the marriage was just terrible from the beginning. From the beginning. After some time, he decided, let me just go back so that we have a stable income and I'll help you from there. So I had gotten a job before he left. At 2 months, I got a job. I went back to work. Still not healed from my CS, but I did go back to employment. After about 2 months, he decided, hey, it's not working for me here, let me go back. So I speak to my boss. He gave me a letter I took to the bank, and I got a loan for him to pay for all his, agency fee, the flight, and everything. He left. Happily, we waited for him to help us and pay his loan as agreed, but I was ghosted.
Kivumbini. Kivumbini ama nini? Ulioneshwa vumbi.
Nilionyeshwa
Character development.
I was developed. Yeah, so I faithfully paid the loan and waited for 9 years. The 9th year, I was like, yeah, I think he's not coming back. But in between the 9 years, he would communicate. After 2 years, he's like, oh, can you tell I have someone here I want you to talk to. Can you tell how we are not together? We are married, yes, but we are not together. It happened a few times. Like he has already moved on.
So he needed you to prove that.
He needed me to prove to his newly cut. Anyway, so yeah, so that's what happened. But here I am after 9 years. I was like, okay, so I think that's not going to work. He's not coming back. Filed for divorce, but those 9 years were something else. A lot happened in my life. That's when all along I had been saved from 2000. So it was ups and downs in my walk with Christ. Because I'm like, I don't understand. Like I've tried to do this thing properly, but it's like it doesn't want me. And because there were still childhood traumas, those abandonment issues, I would feel like, this is my thing. And I was afraid for my children, thinking now I have a son here, what's going to happen to him? he does not have a father. He's, you know, a lot was really going through my mind. But in the end, I just decided to surrender to God.
Yeah.
I decided to let go of that relationship, filed for divorce, and I just said, okay, we're filing for divorce and starting afresh. So he didn't even contest. The lawyers got in touch with him. He didn't sign the papers. So my divorce was, it was tough seeing that now this is actually coming to an end.
Yeah.
But it was an end that was inevitable because he had already like moved on, I think, a few times. I don't know where he's at or what's happening in his life right now, but it was never going to happen. So I decided I'm not going to wait any longer. Filed for divorce, and just when my divorce is coming out, actually a few months after I got my degree in, that's when I get to meet Brian.
Okay. Okay. So I just want to take you back there at the point of where, how emotional it was at the point where you're going through the actual divorce. Yet technically you're not even together. You know, you're not together. But there's something about the finality of the paper, of, you know, signing and going to court and everything, that hits somebody in a way that it has never hit you before.
Yeah.
I think it's the morning of a marriage that was, or that would have been, or a future that you had already visualized. Because of course there's that you wanted in your life, because no one gets married to get divorced, to be honest. So I don't know, how was that for you? I mean, did you have people around you supporting you, or were you just walking this journey by yourself as you're still trying to fend for your children? How was that? I mean, how was that for you at that point?
I can say I had friends. I had a really close friend. One of my friends, one was Ina. So she was really there for me and she would encourage me. She was also in marriage. At some point, she also started going through issues and also divorced.
Yeah.
So we had known each other even before both of us got married. While still she was in college when we were getting to know one another. So we had walked the journey together for quite some time. So we were like bumper buddies, trying to work things together.
Yeah.
When they didn't work, we said, I think this is not working. So I did have friends with me. I cannot say really that family was there because of the dynamics of my family and how my family is from my dad's side and from my mom's side. Because of the separation, there was really never a bond in the family. So even today, the bond nearly too. But now with my mom, later when I came to meet her, I did bring her into my life. And that's why you will hear me say I left my daughter with her. So she did come back to my life and she's still in my life. So yeah, she was there, but I can't say like I brought her into my relationship per se, but she knew what was going on. Yeah. So, but the divorce word, the word itself, divorce, and carrying that name, which I knew I had been called into ministry. So I would wonder, how do I carry this name? How do I even? Plus now you're in. People would ask me, oh, where is the dad? And I would say, oh, he's working. He's at work. He works. It was easy to say that. But now, I'm going to be saying to Christians who knows that God hates divorce, I'm going to be telling them that I'm divorced. And I'm here saying I'm a pastor. How does that, it was a bit tough. And emotionally, it was really, really, really heavy on me. But I thank God I am.
I want us to, just mention a bit about that divorce bit, because I know, divorce can really hit somebody. And at times, just needed to have people around you and a community and support and all that is very, very important. Then there's also that stigma that you mentioned in church for divorcees. And there's that stigma where even your friends are leaving. And funny thing, for you, this is the second time this has happened. Not divorce, but people leaving. Because there's the time when you got pregnant with your first baby. People left and you became the example. Now you become the example a second time. A second time. And I don't know how, because I know it's something that I think something within the Christian circles we need to work around, where we, when someone is beaten in the world or whatever, if someone is really beaten, we would be the people who are helping the world to beat this person, as opposed to encourage. Like Brian's case, where he found this community of people waiting for him at the airport.
Mm-hmm.
That's the kind of love that I believe as Christians we should have, you know.
Yeah.
But when we're the first ones who also she got a baby when she was young, also she's a divorced woman, and so you know, I mean, so all of a sudden she's a divorced woman, me she cannot even preach to me. What is she telling me, you know? I feel like we fail as a church. I don't know what you guys think about that. Where as a Christian community, as a body of Christ, we are not, it's not Christ-like, to be honest. I mean, if you look at the woman at the well, he did not really condemn her.
No, she did not.
He embraced her.
Yes.
He actually embraced her. And this was a woman who was going through something in the community where people were already, you know, there was already stigma around her.
When you talk about the preacher, I can't remember who it was. It's either John Carson. You're saying in these days, Jesus is in the ministry is in now is mending people's ears. Peter has removed a sword. I mean, the sword is is the word.
Yes.
The Bible.
Yes.
So you're the one who removes every word to cut the other person using the word.
Yes, using the word.
Yes.
Wow, that's
so
profound.
he's in the ministry of putting back ears.
It's true. There's a lot of heart in church.
People use scriptures.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they use scriptures by
Yes.
the way, like
Yes.
true story. They will
Yes.
get scriptures
Yes.
and use them,
Yes.
like you said, to hurt somebody,
Yes.
cut somebody, and leave somebody bleeding.
Yes.
Because you can imagine the ear bleeding is really bleeding,
Yes.
you know? Yes, I think, you know, we need to emulate Christ, like with the woman at the well, where, you know, he embraced her and he did it. By the time she was leaving that woman, she was running to tell people, I have met a man.
Do you remember John and his brother, they'd say, why don't you call fire? And he told them, you don't know what kind of spirit you are. I'm not called to.
Yeah.
But you know, in the end, we're not really trying to make scripture say what it does not say. God is for family.
Yes.
He wants, you know, there to
Yeah.
be, once you get married, he wants you to stay there until death do us part.
Yes.
That's the goal of
Yes.
God for
Yeah.
family.
Yes.
But when you look back, see, I come from a broken family.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if nobody comes to help me see
Exactly.
marriage how it's supposed to be according to God's purpose, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what a man is supposed to represent in my life. So any man I meet who says they love me, I'm like, okay, so where do we go from here?
Yeah.
Then
Married
that's it.
with this one, then another one, then another one. So we're coming from broken homes, broken pasts,
Yeah.
and if we do not talk about brokenness, especially when it comes to where people have come from, and I think this is where my passion for helping people retell their story, because now this is my newly founded ministry, if I may say. Yes, I'm pastoring a church, but on the side, I work with people who are coming from broken homes, who are not able to tell their story.
Yeah.
You see, I'm telling my story, but there's a part I get to that I'm like, let's skip this one, I'll talk about it later, because I'm also like still healing, and so that I'm able to tell my story without revisiting the past.
Yeah.
Revisiting the pain, that's what
Yes,
I mean,
the
the pain,
Yeah.
without revisiting the pain. So I can talk about my childhood, I can talk about my divorce, I can talk about the 9 years that I was abandoned without feeling the pain that I was feeling at the moment.
Yeah.
Because during those times I would go to alcohol. I'm like, I don't know where to go. I'm going to
still
God.
pastoring?
Yeah, no, before.
Oh, before.
Yeah, before. Pastoring, this is recent, just 2 years ago.
Yeah.
That's when we started the church. But during these 9 years, there was a lot of brokenness, because I felt like nobody would understand why I'm going through this, and no one can help me come out of this. But if in our churches we can have like, counselors. I know nowadays there are churches who have started embracing mental health issues. This should be so, it should be normal in every church that even if there's no counselor in the congregation, but the pastors, the leaders of the church should be conversant even with pastoral counseling, with mental health issues, because they are affecting a lot of people. Now, if I am a parent to a child, I'm struggling with mental health issues, it's going to, how much more the children, how much more the children. So this is, I don't know where to go from here, but this is what we need to continue to talk about. That's why my husband and I have this podcast. We talk about our past, we talk about our present, we talk about our future, we talk about how we got to come together, and we have stories like each one of us has shared. We have where we have come from, his mental health issues, my mental health issues.
Not to say both having issues that have come together.
Yes, not to say but that we were attracted to one another because we were both hurting. Because hurt people attract also. Like you can attract someone who is also bleeding like you. But he healed on his own path. I took my own path, and God healed me and helped me to come out of the pain. And now we are in a marriage, but none of our past pulls us back. I don't see him as any of the people that I had been with before. I don't see him as my ex. I don't think he's going to leave me, abandon me. I don't have those fears. I don't try to do anything so that I can keep him. Because I'm healed, because I am whole. So it's important, even before like somebody remarries, go back and assess, why did I actually react the way I did? What was my part in the broken relationship? Because yes, I was left, but there's a part I had played.
I mean, it takes two to tango.
It takes two to tango. What part did I play? I played because some of the questions I would ask him is, are your parents still together? So I would be attracted to a family that has mother and father. So how is your relationship with your dad? Like, okay. Then my children can benefit from here. So I would be attracted to people who come from families where it looks like they're whole, families that are intact, but then the children would be something else.
Okay, that's interesting. That's actually very interesting, because at times we unconsciously look for things in people, and we give them that burden, like that. You've not told him officially, I'm looking for someone who's going to be this and this to my children, but you've placed a burden on this person, a burden that he's not even aware of, that he has.
Even you, it's unbeknownst to you.
And so when these expectations are not met, it all comes back now to there's you feel betrayed, you feel heartbroken, you feel like there's all that going on. Okay, but I think I like one thing I like about your story is that you have been talking to your children about. You just told us about how your youngest daughter actually she gave you a hug when she had that you were being used as an example. And I think it's one of the things that this generation of ours, we need to embrace, telling the kids things as they are, and for them to learn really, so that they may not go through the same paths that we've gone through. Because I feel like during our parents' generation, they used to hide everything. Like hide anything and everything that looks negative to their eyes.
Like there's an adult talk and a child talk.
They want you to think they are perfect.
Exactly.
We don't want our children to think we are perfect.
Exactly. And they would want to even portray a perfect image to the outside there. So what belongs, the problems, they don't even bother mentioning outside there. And also that image of we're trying to show, us as the parents are perfect. Sad that I think it has also affected our generation in a way that when we do these mistakes, we feel like there's something wrong with us because these guys didn't do this. And so it is very important. I mean, even the other day we were discussing with a friend of mine, even something so simple like menopause and perimenopause. I mean, it sounds like this is the generation that we are the first guys who are experiencing these things because no one ever spoke about them. So a mother somewhere is dying with hot flashes, she's not telling anyone anything. And they're not talking, and of course they didn't have the internet to talk about it. So it is very beautiful thing that you're talking to your children about it. And they are seeing, so this mom of ours is actually human. She's gone through these things, and it's a very, very good thing. Okay, wow.